Strathearn Stories. Hello, I am Lynn McGregor, aka the Strathearn Snapper, for those of you who don't already know me. And I'm a photographer. Used to work for the local paper, the Strathearn Herald, back in the day. Now we help local businesses with their marketing and visibility. And I'm delighted to be a guest host today with Strathearn Stories, interviewing my very good friend, June McEwen.
Yay!
So specifically today we're going to be talking about the Crieff Arts Festival, which June was a co-founder of back in the day. And it's actually how I met June, because I was sent to interview you when it was resurrected. Somehow we became BFFs.
Yes, yeah. I can't imagine why that was, Lynn.
So are you going to tell us today how Crieff Arts Festival all started, and then let us know a wee bit about what's going on this year?
Yeah, I mean, Crieff Arts Festival, people in the town don't realise it started in 1996.
Wow.
I know,
Yeah,
that is properly back in the day.
Before my time.
Yes, it was a different century, Lynn.
Different century. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And so it was to save a building. In the middle of Crieff, there's a lovely old church, and it's called St Michael's. And at one point, the council wanted to demolish St Michael's and its graveyard and turn it into a car park. A lot of people think that Crieff does need a car park, including me, but not the oldest building in Crieff.
Now, June, can I just interrupt and say,
yes,
you are a community artist and a very
Yes.
successful community artist, well, a successful artist, and you're all about community, so I can imagine that's why you just wanted to jump right in there and save the building.
yes, I did.
With art.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because it was being used as a community hall. And so at the time, my children were quite young. We used the hall. And I just thought it would be sad to see all of that go. So we used that as a venue to prove that it still worked. We had theatre shows. They came from the big cities, Edinburgh, etc., and lots of community stuff. At that time, there weren't as many bigger groups in Crieff, so we just got sponsored by local shops. And local shops paid me to do a printing, John Hooker's books. I mean, I better not mention them all because it will date me and all the people that remember all those things that used to be in the town. And nowadays, that sort of, we saved that building. It was fine. A few years later, of course, it's in a bit of disrepair again. But in 2012, another building shut down, and that was the local library.
So did you keep going with the Arts Festival after that first one?
Not really. We did about 5, and then once we had saved the building, the group sort of gave up. We did art stuff, but we were no longer a group.
So when I was sent that time to interview you and take photos, that was the resurrection of Crieff Arts Festival, and then it's gone big ever since then.
Yeah. And really, I'm the only person left from that original committee. And so that's why people think I founded it, but there was a lovely group of people.
So when was the resurrection then?
2012. And yet again, I went around trying to find people that I could work with. And we did. It was a promotion of the shops. I'd heard about a project about 2 brothers who fought against each other in the War of Independence in America. And both of those brothers had come from Crieff.
Was that the Campbells?
The Campbell brothers,
and
indeed.
That all tied in with the library as well.
Yes. And so that tied in with the library because of the book.
And this is when it was in Comrie Street, the library.
The old library. Yeah. So it had shut down. I'd signed petitions and stuff, but it went down to the local campus. which, fair enough, you know, it does provide for the young people of Crieff. It's much nearer for them. Anyway, the idea was to try and save the building and maybe make it into an arts centre. One of my friends, David Campbell, he had a friend who did architect drawings for it and everything. And I just thought, this is great. So it sort of all came together, and we did a lovely 10 days in the building with an exhibition of local people's work and of things that were sold in the shops. We got quite a lot of the groups in Crieff supported us.
Oh.
Because...
because it wasn't just art, it was music.
Yes, exactly.
Historical exhibitions.
That's right.
Did the Provost not open it as well?
Yes. Well, the Provost came to unveil my painting because in order to get grant funding, I'm actually useless at sending away for money, but some people are quite good at filling in forms. But what I did was I did a big painting, and it got unveiled at the Celebrate Crieff exhibition. And so the Celebrate Crieff, we managed to get the Provost to come and unveil this huge painting because she had never done anything like that before. So in addition to unveiling the painting, she offered to pay to do a soiree. So we had two butlers wandering around with tabnabs and free booze.
Dundonian, I believe.
Oh, sorry, tabnabs in Dundee are like little bits and pieces of little exquisite food.
Canapes.
But we don't really do that in Dundee. We do pies. But it was fantastic. And all of that was free.
And was a painting of the Campbell brothers. So the
Yes,
Campbell
it
brothers,
was.
just to explain, were from Crieff and they fought in the American Civil War on different sides.
Yeah, they sent letters
Quite
to
a
each
story.
other. It's a great story. And they had sent letters to each other throughout the war, prior to the war and after the war. But of course they were on both different sides. And they discovered at one point, the book that the guy was writing was actually the letters to and from each other. And from one of those letters, when they discovered that one of them was in the jail, the brother who was winning at the time was able to see him because he had been arrested and put away. But he learnt about it because the letter that became famous used the words, "Never was there a war where brother fought against brother." And that's really why those brothers became famous. And they're very famous in America. There's a statue to them in New York Square. Is that called Times Square?
Times Square.
And I was sent a picture of it years later by a lady who'd moved from Crieff to America, and a commemoration plaque in the park.
Right.
So they're way more famous over there than they are here.
Crieff.
But I thought it was a great thing, and I doubled down on it because my friend Colin Mail had done all the research into their history. And he said we should have a plaque on the wall. So, of course, I could not get involved because they had lived in a wee sort of button bend thing that became a wash house round the back of my house in Mitchell Street.
Yeah, so you couldn't not get involved because you basically live where they lived.
Absolutely, totally.
So that started off all Crieff Arts Festival.
Yeah. So
and
that's like
after that you just continued the momentum.
That's like the 21st century
brought some really fun
bit
things
of the
to
Arts
Crieff.
Festival.
Yeah.
But always we've been based on, I should have said that local groups got involved and we were funded for this brilliant book that we were able to produce. And a concert, all funded by what was at the time I used to do an art class, and Nigel, the musician, did a music class for, what were they called? they were the local adult education classes.
This is Bonnie Strathearn.
Yeah.
Songs and music of Crieff and Strathearn by Nigel Gatherer has put this together.
Yeah. Of course, the illustrations are
book.
especially beautiful because they're by me.
So, Crieff Arts Festival went on to become like an annual event.
Yes. Yes.
And
Well,
some very quirky things happening around town from that, such as decorating the square, and that's become quite a thing, quite a feature of it, hasn't it?
The main thing
the
with the Crieff Arts Festival is I was really keen to involve the local shops because they had always been involved back in the day. And also Crieff's High Street was looking a bit tired. And then the shutting of the library and now the Drummond Arms. So Nigel and I really thought what we would do would be concentrate on the shops and have an exhibition in shop windows. So we started that in 2013, just the exhibition in shop windows and decorate the town centre.
And were you inviting local artists to put pieces in the windows then? So it's like a town centre exhibition, like an art gallery, but it was the whole town centre.
Exactly. And so the whole town centre, we have a fantastic little thing in Crieff called the Sugar Mouse competition. And people get a piece of paper and they go around ticking off where they've seen the sugar mice. And so basically we just hooked into that idea and to have works of art in shop windows, and people could follow the programme and tick off all these paintings that they
pop
see.
Into a shop.
Not a competition or anything, just to pop into shops. And to this day, that is what people do. And quite often the shops and the artists do a deal where the artists can sell their work through the shop. Not every shop is up for that. They're not required to be. But really, it's been quite successful that way.
And then you also did like a day of fun in the square with music. Yep.
Well, the
other dancers one year, I remember.
That's right. With that was a ukulele flash mob, which we are hoping to try and plan for.
And the ukulele
this year again, but don't tell anybody.
So where did the bunting come from then?
So that time, the two things were to decorate the town and to put an exhibition in shop windows. So
can we have a look at some of the things that you've done over the years? In the square?
I mean, I do have like millions
Can we see the fountain?
of these.
Some of the crazy things that have kind of appeared on the fountain.
The first time we decorated the square, I think that's from the first square, we decorated...
Quite a few letters got sent into the paper
after
that first time.
Well, we knitting bombed.
Yarn bombed the fountain.
The fountain, yes. And the year before, the group had done knitting in McCrosty Park. But we progressed that to a yarn bombing the fountain. Not everybody in Crieff thought it was a wonderful idea, and I have to say that every year somebody moans about what we've done in the Crieff.
To the fountain.
Yes. Last year we did Tassels, and I still had a complaint.
But what about, why would you complain about putting a kilt on the fountain?
Well, in this world of potholes, I do think there's possibly
Can we see
more.
The kilt on the fountain?
The kilt, I don't know. The kilt was fab. Oh, it might have been that year. Oh no, there's the poppies we did. Crieff Remembers.
Oh, the day.
Oh, that look. This one's good.
That's got the kilt.
Because there's the kilt. Now, can I just say that a
fountain.
local person, because I've got a very small house, and I usually dump the things that go around the fountain because they get a bit tired. But a local person loved that kilt, and they asked me for it, so it's still in somebody's house.
So actually, this article is one that I obviously did 2021. was a look back at all the things
Yeah,
that
so it's
have gone on in the
perfect.
square. And one year you actually brought the stocks back.
Yes, we did.
And you were giving visitors public floggings.
Yes. Oh, well, I
We
personally loved that.
had the mermaids.
Yes. My
doing a
favourite
live,
thing every year was the
What
mermaid.
do you call that when it's like that's a piece of art, but it's a person, living art
yeah,
or something.
yeah, living art. That'll do.
And
But
there's
Shauna
huge
has
dancers.
moved. She's one of my favourite people.
And the poppies, that was to coincide with
Crieff
the anniversary-
remembers.
Yeah, Crieff
Passchendaele.
and Passchendaele, which tied into the.
Yeah, we managed to
that
get
was
enough
Crieff Remembers
funding.
that year.
Well, we joined forces. Oh, God.
And yeah, that amazing book came out
Yeah,
of the Crieff Remembers.
People actually gave their stories.
So that year,
And
sort of Crieff
we
Arts
produced
Festival
a
was
book.
given over to Crieff Remembers.
Yes.
And
And
there was
instead-
a huge parade that year as well
Yeah, there
That-
was.
for a drumhead
Yeah,
service.
there was a drumhead service. I mean, there was a lot. There was everything because there was a lovely committee that we just helped really. And that year we put poetry in the windows instead of pictures, and I did poppies with local groups all over the place, and people handed in poppies, and we sewed them onto a black mesh, and then at the end of it we donated the poppies all to the local cadets, and they still use them. I think they're getting less and less every year, but they use them in the
But
square
the
in
was
November.
covered in
Yeah,
poppies.
yeah.
And then another, so that was quite a serious one because it was a
Yeah, it
an
was.
anniversary, and it was a different committee that put that together. You
Yeah,
kind of
yeah. And they held their Crieff Remembers exhibition within the old library, which of course was still bubbling under with David Campbell and Tom Barron trying to get it as
Strathearn Art Space.
the Strathearn Art Space. So they
something else
had
that's come
it.
out
Yeah.
of it as well.
Well, they had it, but they were still trying to get some money to keep it going. And funnily enough, one wonderful thing that David and his friend Neil Thompson, who's a musician in Crieff, they made an amazing 3D model of the Passchendaele.
Yes, I remember that now.
Yeah.
And that was Nigel Gatherer and Jean Ann Scott Miller and
Chris McIntosh was he represented the army, and so he did a lot for the drumhead service.
so back to Crieff Arts then, Crieff Arts Festival. Following on from that then, you went on to then focus a lot on exhibitions in the square. So was it the one with all the pictures after that? And that had a huge response,
I
didn't it?
loved that.
When
Yeah, that was
you
really
gave
good.
everybody, anybody that wanted a canvas, and the theme was flowers. That was an amazing exhibition
was
in the
so good.
square.
Well,
Hundreds of people got involved in that.
Absolutely literally hundreds, to do an actual painting.
Yeah,
And,
with a flower theme.
On a flower theme. But I had went around the Brownies and all of the usual suspects doing paintings of flowers. Instead of bunting, we did paintings of flowers. And so the paintings were all strung together and used like bunting to create the biggest outdoor art gallery
It was amazing.
in the world.
Yeah, it was amazing. All by local people.
I know.
with,
I remember your one, Lynn, and funnily
Flower.
enough, of course, this being April Fool's Day, you did 2 packets of flour.
True. You just said the theme was flower.
Biro.
Took it literally.
Yeah, I can't remember but some people did lovely little sayings on the back, and you were one of them, and I can't remember what that saying was.
I
now.
think it was. I did an actual one with flowers as well, and I think it said something like, "If friends were like flowers, I'd pick you."
That's right. Oh, I just thought that was lovely, and anyway, it was a really great. Had a great vibe. We'd done the paintings to decorate the town, prior to the festival. That's the same as what we do every year. And on the day, all comers came to do a painting. We were
Everybody
actually
went.
very lucky, though, because it was sunny.
Yeah, but you couldn't move in the square for people
No, it was
painting their
poaching.
pictures. It was great.
And singing, and doing...
It just brought so many people into
yeah,
town.
it really did.
Yeah.
And they started doing the, what's that? The jump where everybody's a snake going around the square.
Conga.
The conga.
Yeah, they did a conga.
Yes.
There was singing.
Yeah, there was. It was a lovely, happy vibe.
Yeah.
You couldn't have wanted more for an arts festival
Yeah,
than
that was
a
a great.
lovely, happy vibe like that.
Thank you.
I think actually that might have been the year before COVID. Could
Do you
it?
think? I don't know, because I was
Maybe
thinking,
not.
was that one not? So was that one after
I've clearly done too
the
many.
year of the bunting? Was that one
The
after the year of
yeah,
the
that
Guinness
was
World
definitely after
Record
the
attempt
Yes.
for the year of?
Yes. Well, we started. I got together with Fiona. Of
Can I just say
Remake. Yes.
as well, from the paintings one,
Yeah.
paintings that were all left over ended up in
yeah.
care homes, etc.
Yeah.
That was the idea of it as
Yep,
well.
Yep. Because as usual, I had tried to connect with another group, and there was a lovely young man who had set up a Facebook page called Flowers of the People, and it was about mental health, and so he had contacted me in the winter, and I said, "Well, I'll try and do something for you," but then I thought, do you know, we could really do something. And that's where the idea for doing flower paintings came. And I gave not all of the paintings, but most of them back to him, because he had contact to hang them up in local wards and stuff
great.
like that.
Great.
So, although I've not, Anthony was his name, and he was a singer, a young man, but I've not seen him for years now.
Back to the
Okay.
year of the bunting, the year of the big bunting
The
project.
big bunting. Yeah, well, that was great. That was a really good vibe as well, because that coincided with the year that the Prince of Wales, he's now the Prince of Wales, Kath and...
You're talking about Prince William.
Prince William. Yes, sorry. I'm not much of a royalist.
So
I'm very
that
sorry about that.
coincided with the year that they came to visit Crieff
Yes.
Strathearn, because they are the Earl
Of Strathearn, that's
he's
right.
the Earl of
that's right.
Strathearn. That's his official
That's right,
title
that's right.
in Scotland.
That's right. And so, but that was just happen chance, because obviously we'd already started the whole thing. And it was Fiona who, I always call her Fiona Remake. She's now left, but there's a place in Crieff called Remake Scotland. And so we teamed up with Remake, and she lent me the place as a venue to make bunting.
And people were just making it at home. You were giving out bunting packs.
Yes,
people
yes,
were putting together
yes.
bunting. You had so many donations. People were cutting the little triangles. And
yes.
hundreds of people involved.
Hundreds,
and
literally.
then hundreds of metres of bunting got made. And it was stretched like square all the way to McCrosty Park, all around the railings in McCrosty Park.
Yeah,
And
it was amazing.
how long was it?
It was 3.5 miles long.
3.5 miles long of bunting.
Which is approximately 33,000 triangles.
Amazing.
And I gave out bunting packs to local people of 7 triangles. So that gives you an idea of how many people got involved in that project.
Amazing.
Amazing. Although 2 ladies made it their mission, and they created, 1,000 metres each themselves. I don't know how much, but like loads and loads and loads and
And
loads.
you would think that would be a world record.
I would have thought,
You
but-
would think, but then a community in Yorkshire had other ideas and loads of funding.
Yes, yes. Well, I have to say our only funding
So
for
you
that
got
project
pipped to
was...
the post there.
Yes, yes. Well, we did a wee funding thing with Jess Smith, local author, who did a brilliant songs and stories evening, and we raised £50. And so with the £50, I bought tape, Bunting tape, basically. But really, most of the fabric was donated, and most of the Bunting tape was made by a lady called Helene, and she cut sheets up into slices and ironed them all.
And then it all had to be attached.
Yeah. But they were for my
my
packs. You know, everybody got a metre of and seven triangles.
So then the theme has really been Bunting after that, hasn't it?
It has.
Like
it has.
pom-poms?
Pom-poms.
Everybody made pom-poms?
Yeah. They were lovely. The
They looked
pom-poms were lovely,
amazing.
but they were quite hard to do. I think because I go around quite a lot of places where people don't really have the abilities, the pom-poms, they found them quite difficult.
But then you have adapted to make things easier.
Well,
so tell
of
us
course.
about last year and tell us about this year. What's going on?
Last year we did tassels. Tassels have been the best, easiest thing. I loved the tassels because everything about tassels is fun. You know, you can't help but your mind goes to various things about tassels. Anyway, this year, not speaking about tassels, I'm speaking about butterflies. I don't know if you can see these. These were made on my first workshop at the weekend. And the library offered me very kindly their venue, and we made these and quite a few more. That's a gorgeous one. And we covered a hula hoop with butterflies. And I've basically started the butterflies because I was speaking to the local brownie leader, Joanna France, and she said they had a project on about butterflies.
So nice.
And so I thought, that's a great idea.
But
I'll
then you
see
had
if
to
we can
devise
do
it,
that, how easy
to
it
make a
can
butterfly.
be.
That's easy for people to do.
But I had to do it because then I met a friend called Fiona, and she said to me, June, I know something. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was Helen. Helen McClellan told me. She said, I know something about butterflies. What's a group of butterflies called? And I had no idea that they're actually called a kaleidoscope.
Ooh.
I know. And I thought, that is beautiful. That just has to be.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And how,
yet again, fate has
how
led me
can
to
people
what I'm
get
making.
involved in helping? What do you
People-
need?
Well, clearly, after Saturday, I realised how much fabric can actually be
So
used.
it's going to be a bit more than... Yeah.
I still have a lot of fabric myself, actually, from the donated Bunting fabric, but we went through loads. I didn't realise. I did devise a nice, easy way of making them, in my opinion. And so, with a bit of help from YouTube, but there weren't many at the workshop on Saturday, 7 or 8, and yet we did maybe 100 butterflies.
That's
I
a
know,
lot.
in an hour.
Yeah, that's a lot. Well, that's good.
So, of
Well, you
course,
could be
I've got
inundated
to
this
put
year.
them
Maybe it will be
together.
the Bunting record this year then.
I'm
Butterfly
not going
Bunting.
down the route of I was very pleased that the other group beat us by, they did 6 miles of Bunting.
Yeah, so it
to
wasn't
our
like
3
you
and a
were...
half.
Yeah, you could, if you'd done just a few metres more, it would have...
Yes, I know. So, anyway, but I think they are beautiful. And so this year, we hope to have Bunting from all a beautiful kaleidoscope of butterflies in the square. I've offered myself to community groups, then I'll come along and help them make their butterflies for free, and then they can maybe make more. I usually say you've got to make 2. You take home 1. So I only got 50 of the ones that were made. You can take home 1 and make me 1.
Yeah, keep one and make one for
Yeah,
the Crieff Arts
yeah,
Festival. Will
yeah.
you be doing packs this year? Putting out packs?
I think I might do, yes,
With the
because the
instructions.
template, I think some people are brilliant at sewing and knitting, because obviously they can be knitted as well. You can do
So it
make
doesn't
them
have to be
whatever
the
way
one
you
that
like.
you've developed.
Yeah,
Some people will be
yeah.
crocheters,
It was
and
different.
they'll do crochet ones. And
When we decided to go for the world record with the bunting, we actually started off and had different sizes of bunting, and I had to bin that because with a world record, it's got to be exactly the right size with the right spaces,
consistent.
with the this, the that. So, I mean, I am about community,
so we're
and
not
so
worried
we're
about
not
record
worried
this
about
year.
records.
We're
no.
just making butterflies.
We're
Everybody
worried about
in
making
Crieff is
Crieff.
making butterflies.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so would you say that anybody can get involved in art? That's what
I
you're all
think-
about, isn't it? Getting people involved in art
I think
and community art.
I like creativity. And when people are creating something, it makes them happy. I do want to just make one word in for the other thing I'm doing this year, because I have started doing Santa's post office.
Oh,
And already this year, I've been sent
stockings.
Christmas stocking bunting. I mean,
So this is for
wow.
Christmas time.
So this can be whatever size, whatever you want, or just buy me Christmas socks and I'll put them together onto bunting. And we're going to be decorating for Santa's post
That's a whole
office.
other podcast
That's
for
a
another
whole
day.
other podcast.
Thanks, June.
Yay! Bye.
That's all from Strathearn Stories for now.